It's called a gray divorce, and apparently that's when people dissolve their marriages after the age of 50. Well, apparently with that can come some unforeseen issues.
Well, joining us on the KOGO News Live line is the founder and owner of Lori Williams Senior Services, Lori Williams. Hello, Lori.
Hi, how are you?
Well, good. But, my first question is, are we seeing more people getting divorced after 50?
Yes, we definitely are. And according to the US Census Bureau, divorce rates for people over 50 have actually doubled since 1990. And those over 65, it's tripled.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do we know why this is happening?
Yeah, I mean, for several reasons. A lot of times it's financial. One spouse is causing the other to go into debt, maybe overspending, mismanagement of money, just simply growing apart, the empty nest syndrome. And, a lot of it is actually just people are living longer and better health, and women are working and they have more opportunities. And maybe a woman 40 years ago would have had to stay in the situation, but now, they're hitting 55, they're an empty nester, and they say, well, I could have 40 years left. So they, decided to go on and try something new. So that's kind of what we're seeing.
So what are the challenges of getting a divorce after the age of 50?
So the main challenges are, of course, financial. Because, that you've saved for years, you have your retirement, they may have lived in their house, and people who are, in the gray divorce years, they have more than people who are younger and going through a divorce. So that can be very challenging. It can also be challenging for women who maybe if the husband is the one leaving them, maybe they didn't work, maybe they took many years off from work to raise their children. So a lot of times for women, they're going to come out of this with less money. So one statistic actually says women divorcing after age 50 have a 45% plunge in their standard living. So it can be very challenging. And then we also look at women typically live longer than men. And a lot of times women, as they age, may end up in a nursing home because they don't have enough money. So there's a lot of factors to look into. And women really, if you're going through a gray divorce, need to make a plan for retirement and for if they're going to need long-term care, which likely they will at some point.
I mean, at some point, do you have so many assets together that you just go, okay, look, we don't like each other very much. So you live in that half of the house. I'll live in this half of the house, and we'll just sort of leave each other alone. I mean, it seems like you could sort of make a deal.
I mean, I think that people with more money, and actually there are statistics to back this up, that people that do have higher levels of income, that's what they do. Because at that point, if you're 60 years old, you've built all this together, there's no point in splitting it up because you both end up losing. So, yeah, I would say definitely people with higher income and a lot more savings just tend to stay together and figure some way to work it out.
All right. Founder and owner of Lori Williams Senior Services, Lori Williams, joining us on the KOGO News Live line. And thank you for your time, Lori.
Oh, sure. Thank you for having me.